hello out there in YouTube land. It is I, Kim, or Kimberly, Crafty Teacher DIYs, coming at you with another floss tube update. I don't know. I did film a September update in October. I filmed it on October 11th, and I did film the Bestitch Me Epic Halloween box unboxing. But y'all haven't seen those, so that tells you kind of where I got stuck. But um, I will say September was no stitching, so similar to August, nothing got done. However, October I got stuff done. In fact, everybody was sitting there going, "You're going to be done in like 2 seconds." Not the case. But for those of you that are new here, hi, welcome on in. This is me. I am a teacher, so I've got one of those hectic lives going on. And yeah, so some days I have a lot and some days I don't. But I had a fall break this year, so I should have been able to post things. But I took a class the first week and then I was stitching the second week, but then I got distracted by Notion the second half of the second week, my fall break. And then we started Lord of the Rings and life just blew up again. So, yeah, I got stuff done though. I was actually stitching. It was great. And I am actually like prioritizing like getting out of school and leaving everything there. And I realize that there's still pressure that I have, but to get things done, that's okay. For those of you who are returning, hi, welcome on in. Y'all know me. Hopefully this gets edited. I am filming this on Wednesday, November 1st. Mostly because I wanted to get stitching again on the rest of my stuff. Sorry, my back is itching here. All right. So, what did I do? We're just going to jump right in. If I can, I'll edit the stuff that I got in September into this so that during like the haul portion so you can see that, and then I will really that's about all the stuff that I got. I just mostly got I think I got a few things from I got my normal clubs, but then I got a I don't think I got anything else. I think I just got my few clubs. Like, it was a short episode, so y'all would have been bored anyway. So, this time you actually got stuff to see. Then you're gonna see the stuff that I kinda grabbed, and then we'll show you what we're doing. What we doing. So, um, no FFOs, fully finished objects. I have no fil I really do need to fully finish some stuff, but I don't know that that's gonna happen. So, um yeah, no fully finishes. However, I did have a finish. Now, you're gonna have to pardon me as I look at my computer so I can do all these transition things and then show you stuff. And then it's gonna take me a second to get back into this so that I can show you the rest of it. So, this is what I spent a good chunk of time doing during the second half of my fall break. Notion. Notion is Nutty knocked it out of the park. So if you need to follow Stitchy period Nutty, try to put her in the description box below. She's on Instagram, and she has I think it's a Gumroad where you can get this, but this thing is it's just outstanding. And then you got a huge shopping list. I've got a lot of DMC I need to get to complete my hi Opal. You'll see her jump back and forth a lot. But I have a lot of DMC that I need to kind of put in there. But you can see this is where I got stuck in Notion. This is the second half. This is the first half of my break, and I did get some knitting done, so I'll try to show that to you too, in the whips before I do the haul portion of it so that y'all can see all the things. And then, but anyway, we want to go into my let's just go into project cards because I know that they're in there. These are all of my current things I've got going on. Oh, maybe I didn't want to go in there. Oh, there we go. Finishes. I knew it was here somewhere. So this was a model I stitched for Michelle, and if Michelle G of Bendy Stitchy Designs, and if you watched her last week's podcast or her last week's floss tube, you saw this already. But that right there is the model that was done for a box for Forbidden Fiber, out of Forbidden Fiber silks, but those are like one-off colorways. So she had me stitching this on a 36 desert type hand, in I think it's from Fox and Rabbit. Um, I started this July 30th. I finished it October 14th, and I know I've got like all of the different updates for it, but that was what the model would look like. So that was what came in the box part of it. However, my finish looks like that. I don't know how I why I get all these lines like in there, um but that was the stitch. That's what I ended up stitching, and I finished it. It really it's a quicker stitch. Like, it really shouldn't have taken me as long as it did. But to be honest, I think recognizing that I started this July 30th, I went back to school like right away. So, I understand why I didn't end up doing anything because I didn't stitch at all in August or September. But that's the model. So I did that. It was super fun. I enjoyed it. And this is all with Cottage Garden threads. Um, this is Song and I don't remember the rest of them. Hearth is the black. I don't remember the rest of the colors that I looked at. I mostly just looked at the symbols. I mean, I know I have them, like I put them in my Notion, but I don't think I linked them. So that was that. But now, so I'll show you all of the like what I spent like 4 days doing. Like this, I have some new fabrics, but this is like my fabric stash. And I have a few that I'm like trying to sell that I didn't take pictures of, but like I took pictures of all of my fabric that I have in that box. And it's so pretty. But not only did I do the fabric, and I mean, I don't know how to necessarily qualify things, but I also went through and I did my flosses. Mostly I just did the silks. I did the Bestitch Me silks and I did the Dinky dyes. So these are like all of my Bestitch Me. Like, it's all over the place. This right here, this one screams Michigan Wolverines for me. So this is the one that I really probably should send to Michelle, but I don't have any others, so it stays in my stash for a while. I've been contemplating moving into the variegated club from Bestitch Me so I could start getting those, but I had it took me a second to try to figure out how to get these, and quite honestly, the pictures that I took on my phone were a little bit better quality than this, but, those are pretty accurate colors, so I spent a ton of time doing this. So, that is Notion. If you haven't already done that, Nati added some beads, I have like I said, I've got a few new things that I haven't added yet, to, like, the kitted up whips part of it. You can kinda see, like, in the whips list, they give you, like, the kitted, like, how far I'm kitted. I've this one is fully kitted. This one, I'm, like, partially kitted. There's a few things that I still need to get, but these are all the things that I currently have going, um, and, like, when I started them. And then, like, when I last worked this column right here, this latest scene column, that one gives me the chills, y'all. That one I'm like, "Oh, man. I gotta get these out." Like, honestly, I think I only worked on Falling Snow that one day because I think I'm trying to decide if I wanna pull out all the white stitches that I put in there and put in something else. Like, I can't decide on my Autumn Lane face. I should have done her, like, during the dark stitching for October. All the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, but maybe I'll get my Natural World, and, I want this done by March, but that's a goal we'll talk about in a little bit. So, anyway, that's Notion. I love it. It's amazing. I do track it. So right now, like, you can see it's really kinda neat how, like, you can see when you stitched on it, like, when you mostly like, the statistics that, Notion gives you and that Etsy put in there is it's incredible. So, like, it's pretty accurate, and mostly I do if it's on paper, I'm probably not gonna be doing too much counting, but, Pattern Keeper, like, I can't it's just amazing. So, this is pretty accurate, I am about 17 it's a little bit over that, 17 and 54 hundredths percent. I think, but that's really accurate with regards to how much you've gotten complete, so, highly recommend it, but then again, I think most everybody who's gonna watch this probably already has seen it. So, alright, let me get back into me. Alright, um so that was and I'll show you my progress on that. I finished like I said, I finished Pirate Cracker. That was like the first that was the goal that I had. I mean, I know that Michelle was not in a rush. She had pretty much said, you can get it to me like December is when she was looking for it. But I was like, no, no, this has got to go, go. It really shouldn't take me. It shouldn't have taken me as long as it did. But when you look at it, it ended up being like 6 stitching days, and that's probably about right. Um, but even then, some days were really small. But that's okay. So then after that, I went in and I started on the Natural World Sal. So this is my Natural World Sal. This is where I'm at. I have a lot of extra. I haven't cut it off yet, and serged it. Mostly because I wanted to move the Q snap to get this other half, but there was drama. Um, I wanted to move the Q snap and go ahead and then, like, get to the other edge and then cut it off. I really wanted to get this top section done during my fall break, and I really could have, until I got into here and I realized I had counted some wrong somewhere, but, like, this was correct, like, this was correct, like, everything was correct. Everything was great. No, no, everything was not great because right over here in this little part right here, I missed a row. Like, so this should be 4 stitches tall, but it's only 3. So, I had already done, like, everything, and I was going, "Mm-mm, no, no, we're not going and undoing all of that for, like, 1 stitch," because I could just move this up a little bit, and then it's a little bit smaller, not a big deal, and I looked on the other side of the pattern, and I can shrink by 1 row over there, so the whole thing is gonna be, like, essentially 1 row short. Not a big deal. I can do that. Like, I can copy what I did over here on this side. All good. No, no, it's not. Actually, it got into when I was started stitching in this. Um, I pulled out my other color, and I'll tell you about the statistics on this in a second. Pulled out my other color, and then all of a sudden I realized I was off up here. I was off in the alphabet, which had this like off somehow. So I stitched this all correctly. And then I went up and I was like, but this is all right. And then I found out that I had to I had to frog I don't know if I think it was just to this one. I think it was this flower. I had had one too many. So I was like, I can I can adjust with this, you know what I mean? Like with the height. But I was like, I cannot adjust both the height and the width. I was like, no, my brain just could not handle it. My brain could not math that. So I undid everything. I undid the alphabet. I had done to K. I had 6 of the 8 ladybugs done, undid those, restitched all that. Then, like, I miscounted in here again, so I had to undo like, frog out the ladybugs and then restitch those. The frog lived on this project, and I have never been so glad for it to be October 24th when I started my next project. So, this one I started on October the 11th, I believe. So this is the Natural World Sal. This is by Pixel Pixie Crates. Um, I think she's got a website. I'll try to link it below. But editing is not my thing right now. Not gonna lie to y'all. So Pixel Pixie, I'm probably gonna go and frog these out and put it in this purple, this wine color. Elderberry. So these are the colors that I chose. This is Tea Leaf by Be Stitch Me. This is again elderberry, also by Be Stitch Me, and this is a 40 count. It's called Eucalyptus Showers. It's a linen and it's by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. So it turned out really good. I'm like I said, I'm probably gonna go back in and redo those, like kind of do all the back stitching in this wine color or this elderberry color. So that is my natural world Sal. Um, I don't know what percentage I'm done on it. I'm not gonna go in and try to look at that. I even have a needle still on the I still have a needle, on some, the silk here because I was that just ready to start a new project. It went off the frame, like, off my, Lowry stand straight into the bag. Like, I do not pass go at that point. I was ready for that to be done. So, um, Megan and Megan of Long Distance Stitchers, wow, I can't talk today. They were laughing at how fast I was stitching that up. She's gonna be done with us before December, and I'm like, maybe. Um, it's when I don't have to change, I find I go like so much quicker, and when it's one thread, like I go so much quicker. Um, but I am like very picky about the way my stitches look, so sometimes that just doesn't happen. Okay. The next project that I worked on or that I started, and I started this October 24th with the rest of the crew for Modern Folk Embroideries, the Namari, Namari tapestry. This is not in the Q step like too crooked, to be quite honest. Like the fabric is kind of cut on a weird angle. So like I'm hoping that I have enough over here, but it's really not me just putting things crooked in a Q snap. It's really that it's really that the fabric is cut a little bit funny. Um, but this is, as I said, modern folk embroidery. This is the Namari tapestry. Namari. It's based on Lord of the Rings. But I have to thank Giselle if she's watching. Thank you very much because I had put this. I had been selling some fabric. Wow. I had been selling some fabric, and one of them that she wanted to look at was this one, and this is 40 count wildfire by Bestitch Me because we all know that I have a problem with Bestitch Me. And this is also Cauldron by Bestitch Me. Um, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, that looks like the Eye of Sauron." And she was not wrong. So she was like, "You have to put that one," or there's another pattern that she showed me, also based on Lord of the Rings. Um, she's like, "You have to do or you have to do that one." And I was like, "But that fabric is crying out for like a Lord of the Rings pattern." And so I put this one on there. If I think if I do some really tight margins, like this is already going to be pretty tight top to bottom, so I'm going to be struggling a little bit here at the bottom, but um it'll be tight, but I should be able to get it all on there. Um but yeah. So this is going up pretty quick too. Um but part of the reason that I'm probably not as far along on this as I am on, like, say, where I was with the natural world Sal is because I was doing some knitting. That's right. And I broke my rule because I said that I wasn't going to have two knitting project on the go at the same time, but I lied. Um, but I think this is my limit, to be honest with you. I did get some work done on my Aurora cabin shawl. This is by Stephen West. This is the Hybrid Knit Along. Um, I am down here in the last slip stitch section. I'm getting ready to put in like the sections where I have the this V shape kind of going in. So, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Um, I am not a spider. Oh no, nope, nope. She is not. She is really not a spider. Somewhere in here, I miscounted something somewhere at some point because I was like a stitch to you, maybe. And I figured out where it was, and then I just did like a make one or I knit two together real quick. I did a Stephen West where he's like, just knit two together, just decrease by one or just increase, as you need to. And I was like, done, because I don't know where it's at and I ain't going back to finish it. So, um, yeah, I mean it's fun. I like it. I'm it's like I said, it's a lot brighter than I thought the yarns were gonna be, but it's turning out really cute. So I have no complaints. So again, Aurora Cabin Shawl by Stephen West. And this is the Hybrid Knit Along from 2023. So this I started on December 26th of 2023. I hope I get it finished before December 26th of this year. But that just means I gotta pull it out and start working on it. And then I gotta figure out how to do the chevrons because that should be fun. Um, so I don't know the yarns. Those are that's a yarn company in Iowa. Um, I don't know the yarn colors because it's in the center of the cakes, and I didn't cake them up, so I honestly can't tell you that. I can tell you about this project. So this project is the Artist Shawl by Ethan Pyle. I don't know that I remember his like actual refracted light knits. Um, so this is the Artist Shawl. From what I understand, I'm not like a huge Lord of the Rings, like know all the world about Lord of the Rings. But from what I understand, Arda is like the world that Lord of the Rings takes place in. Correct me. Please correct me. I literally just told you I know nothing about Lord of the Rings other than like what I've seen in the movies because I have the the um the coaster. I have the book, but I have not read it. So I can't say that. But I am going to knit the schlanket. I'm gonna do the whole big shebang. Um and I've only obviously really done that other project, the Stephen West Aurora cabin. Um but yeah. So I started this on October 24th as well. This is this is the kind of yarn choice that it is purple, y'all. That is not blue. It is not blue. It is purple. Like it's like a lilac or like a deep purple or lilac slash deep purple. Um, that looks blue. It is not blue. I promise. It is purple. So you can kind of see it does get a little bit purple, but it's a really deep. It's like a plum. Um, so this is Sheepy's Whirl, I guess. I think that's an I, yes. It looks like a J to me. But that's this one. It goes from black to like a gray to a white to the light purples to a slightly deeper like lilac color, lavender lilac color. And then this is a whirlette. This is in the colorway. Ha! This is plum. So aptly, I used the correct one. So this is called dark grape swirl. Is this one? So if you are curious what I'm using, that's what I'm using. This is a 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. I don't know. I don't know anything really like what I should be using or what I shouldn't be using, but it's a fingering weight. Oh, dark grape squish is what it is. That's what this is. And I got this actually at my LYS because I have one of those. And in the process, so this is haul, I guess to a certain extent. This is yarn haul. But I also got like a 40 centimeter interchangeable cable along with some US 5 to match the the interchangeables that I'm using on my Aurora cabin. So, because I did not have a size 2 needle, at least on circulars, so I had to go and get those. I just went to Joann for those. And I did get some Joann yarns, but I don't think y'all need to see those. We'll see if how much I use them. So now let's see, where am I at? So pardon the tangledness that is my yarn right now. But this is where I'm at. Like I said, I am doing the big one, the full thing. This is 56 over here in my plum color. Um, into um the dark grape swirlet. So I made a mistake somewhere in here in this last row that I made, but I just made it up somewhere. I don't know where. I think it was in here in this section. And then yeah. So I'm doing okay. These size 2 are like small. Anyway, it's all good. That's where I'm at. So I think I've 16 or 18 rows into that. And I thought about when I was at my LYS, I did see like a really cute little mini with 6 colors in it, and for a second there I thought I thought about going ahead and trying to change out the colors and do all that. And then I decided I didn't wanna math. So, I was just like, "You know what? I'm just gonna get that gradient, and then I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna knit until I run out." And then, the more I thought about it, because I think you need something like those the Great Swirlet, that cake is 1,000 meters, so something like 1,100 yards. And I think the full shawl itself, that was in that picture, ended up calling for something like 1,800 yards. So I'm tempted. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, but I'm tempted to go and just buy another one of those swirlet cakes and one of the little whirls, and then and just continue on until I feel like I'm done. But I have not gotten there yet. So I was like, "You know what? We're gonna go with this for now, and that's where we're gonna be." So, um, yarns that I kind of was interested in because I was gonna do that with the size 5s and make it like a blanket. I was in a purple phase, but there's like this Colorama Halo. It's purple, okay, yo. Then there's this again, I don't know too much about I'm new to yarns, y'all. So then there's this mandala ombre, which is again like pink purple. So it's not showing up very well at all. This one is another mandala ombre. This one is blue. This one's mantra. The purple one was joy. Um, that was the colorway anyway. Um, this was lavender frost. This one, but I was looking for texture, so like these are all like fairly soft. Um, but that's when I got the size 2 um cable needles, or not cable, fixed circular needles. Then I went to Michael's and I just tried this facets. I was just grabbing stuff to see how it would work with the knitting needles and with all the rest. So this is the loops and threads. Oh, what color was this? This color is lapis. This color, um, sweet cream, from Loops and Threads. This one is again more purple. I have a fixation right now. Blossoms, like a pink and purple. I know it looks maybe that's closer when it's on the angle. I went a little bit nuts, y'all, but that's okay. I tried this. I was gonna try this. This is True Blue, and it's like a purple, but it's like a rayon, I guess. Um, and I don't know. There it is. Chardon? I don't know. Oh, you can't see that at all. Anyway, um, so those are the yarns I purchased. Um, but I might just return them. I don't know. I haven't. Mostly because I'm not using them. And then I I don't want to carry I don't want to hold on to a lot more yarns if I'm not going to be using them. So that was the yarn section of the haul, I guess. So let's talk the stitching haul because that's the stuff that I like more than the yarn stuff. I do like the yarn stuff. Maybe I'll keep it for some crochet stuff. I don't know. I haven't decided. So the first thing that comes in October is oh, and you know what? Here's what's going to happen. If I'm gonna try to get this edited and put up tonight, but if I can, I'll put in the clip of the like my clubs and everything from September. I'll try to put it in here. So, hopefully that like there might be like a little skip where I try to like start to introduce this and then it'll be like, "Oh, but hold on." So, "Oh, but hold on. Here's this." I don't have any finished objects. I don't have any finishes. I don't have any progress on any whips. Um, but I did get like typically like my similar the stuff same stuff I usually get. So from Jessie of Mislaid Pages, she does a Dinky Dye Silk of the Month. So this is the September Silk of the Month. I do have October's, but I'm gonna save it till October because that's what I do. I shouldn't. I should just show you all the stuff that I received since the last time I filmed. But where's the fun in that? I go by calendar months. Ooh, these are very pastel and very light. So you're probably I need to work on the white balance for this, y'all. I will. That is my goal at some point here. All right, so we have and just in case you are unaware, Jessie sends out the Dinky Dice Silks, um, and they go in alphabetical order. Um, I just, but anyway, they go in alphabetical order. So this one here is Mud Flats, and it's like a brown, but like a green brown, like it's got a little bit of the forest green into it. We have, let's see. Next one is mulberry, which is the faintest, like pink purple, like light pink. Yeah, you're not gonna. I really got to work on this white balance. Then we have mulga. Mm, This is like yeah, that's pretty accurate. And then Murray River. Let's see. Maybe if I go on this side, you might be able to get to see um the like the faintest. Yeah. You can kind of see that that's not a white. That's like a the palest pinky lavender that you could possibly see. But it's super pretty. So again, if you kind of haven't really gotten a chance to see those, there's um there are the different ones that we talked about. So those are the four that came from my silk pack from Dinky Dyes. I don't know what I'm going to do. Thank you to anyone who purchased diamond paintings from me or fabric from me. I appreciate it. I got it down to one box. I did post it mostly on Instagram or so if you didn't get a chance to see that and you were kind of interested, that's where they're at. So this is Fall in Jazz from Fiberlicious. This is my fabric of the month. Um, and I always get fat quarters. I should probably it's okay. It's okay. But this is really ooh. That makes it looks like it changes color a lot more than it really does. Maybe not. I mean, it's not as it's not as drastic as that, but it does subtly change. But this is a really pretty like pumpkin color. Um, even though it yeah, maybe there. That's probably about right. But even in the middle it gets pretty light, which isn't the case in actuality. All right. I will get to it. I promise. But it's super pretty. It's a nice just neutral like I could see a lot of different things going on that one actually. So that's Fallen Jazz from Fiberlicious. That was their September fabric of the month. Um and then we have the Stitch Me, of course. I should have taken this out of the plastic, but I was too excited to just kind of get this done because, like I said, I got a hockey game to watch and some dinner to eat. So, um, September's silks of the month. Uh, and again, Brandy, for anyone that doesn't know, she does dice 10-yard skeins. So when you get these are 10 yards. So we have let's see. The first one is a purple. I just got this in the Epic Mystery box. It's a purple that looks navy. It is not navy. I promise. It's purple. I don't know how to say that, and I'm not gonna try. So she named a floss Gorgeous Grape after her fabric, similar to Gorgeous Grape. Then we have Salmon, which is a pink. I'm trying to see if we can pull the purple color. It looks navy, but it is not. It's like a it's like a violet. Okay. And Azalea is a pretty pink. And then we have Cheerful. It reminds me of orange sherbet. Sherbet? Sherbet? How do y'all say it? But so those are the silks. And then of course her fabric is called Boneyard. And it's yep, that's pretty true. Greens to the palest of yellows. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Ledger, actually. Only instead of like the blue and like the darker yellows, you're getting more greens and yellows. Super pretty. You can never go wrong. I I don't know. I know that there's so many different fabric dyers out there. But I really do like Brandy's fabric. I rarely get slubs because I always get the linens. And I'm in her 40 count. And now let's talk the October Dinky Dyes Silk of the Month. The first one that we have is Mustard. That's pretty true. So 271. Again, I'm gonna have to try to get pictures of all of these to put into my Notion, but I don't know, we'll see. This one is Mystic Pools. It is again, my color issue, so it is what it is. This one actually reminds me of Tea Leaf a little bit from Bestitch Me. This is Nabia? I don't know. Here, this is what it looks like. And then my like the ring light that I was using is like not working, so I don't know. So I have like a funky setup right now. And then this one is Napa Valley. This is like a pink red. So those are the October Dinky Dyes Silk of the Month. My nose is itching like crazy, also. I apologize for that too. because I'm sure you're just watching me itch my nose 100 times. Okay, dinky dies. I need to take those pictures, so we will put them over here. All right. The next thing that typically comes in the mail, in October is my Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. I am in the 40 count, and so this one is Autumn Breeze, and it's pretty. I actually did not see it until today. I just opened it up, so it's got like some those are red brown splotches, but then like a lot of green. Like so it's a pretty green. It's a pretty green color. So yeah, that would have been good for the natural world cell too. Anybody? Let me know. So no, I'm teasing. I do like them. I try to use them. But as you'll see, there's I can get my hands on in person some bestitch me stuff. Um, so Autumn Breeze by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. Doo-doo. That was October's linen. And now for the Stitch Me silks of the month. So again, I am in the solids. And I am contemplating getting into the variegated because beachy. I've got quite a few skeins of beachy. Ooh, I don't have that many of fawn. So this is a lot of neutrals, as you'll kind of see. Sandbox, gingerbread, and espresso. So yeah, those are the Stitch Me silks of the month for October. Technically, I'm cheating a little bit. I just received them today, but we're still gonna put them in there. But that's okay. And then her fabric of the month was Nightshade. And this is not gonna show up, but this is it's like a light purple. This is not gonna show up. I'd have to use my A word and like change my light settings. Um, but I don't know. It looks blue, but it's like it's now this is truly kind of what you would look at a lilac color. But I'll be honest, I haven't like necessarily gone out to look at what color Nightshade is, so it could very well be Nightshade. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna get it. We'll work it out at some point. Not today. Not today, y'all. This is like low on my priority list. So let's talk some happy mail. I am in Darling and Whimsy, Deanna. Love her. Can't wait for Stitch North. Um, I am in Deanna from Darling and Whimsy's Patreon. Um, and I got some goodies. I got her Mothman Quaker. I got some candies that I still haven't eaten because I put them all back in there like a good girl, and held off. But now I can eat them because I really have wanted to. We got her Bat Quirky Quaker Needle Minder, so I get to start using this. Fangirl Fibers made it, and I got my Hey Boo. She loves her little buns. Um, but I did get the card. I did get these, and I had ordered her the cottage garden with the sea with the octopus, the jellyfish, and the crab. Um, so I had ordered that whole cottage garden set, and this there was a mix up. So anyway, but I got this too. So I'm excited about that too. So now I get to put those things where they get to go. How exciting, because those have been sitting in there for a while, and I have been, like, seriously upset with myself that I didn't, like I didn't do things better. I didn't do things better. Um, but yeah, so, um, that's exciting. And now, the big stuff. I, on my fall break, finally made my way back to be Stitch Me. Been a while, um, since I've been there in person. Um, I do love her little store. It's amazing. She's got so much stuff that you can get there. Um, but yeah. So I did kind of go because I did have a couple of plans in mind, and then I was like, I was foolish because I'm in so I joined a few things. First, I joined the second most magnificent Ink Circles round robin, and I got my pattern, so you'll see that in a second. Then I also joined the kitted up swap that Megan and Michelle Chinook Crafter are doing. Um, so I went with those projects in mind. And I got I had the pattern in my hand of what I was going to do for my swap partner. And then I went, "No, it's okay. I don't need it." And then I was like, "You're a fool." So at some point I'm going to have to go back and order them. But so anyway, I got two skeins of the cauldron because one I know I need for Namery tapestry because I knew I had 3 and I knew it was gonna call for 4. I need, like, 40 yards. And these are 10-yard skeins. So I got an extra one just so that I would have it. So I got cauldron. I got some more cauldron for my Namery tapestry. And then I was so mad because that Friday, right before I went, Brandy had done a Friday Night Fight Night, and she put out hanks of this silk, and I was like, "I didn't buy it," because I knew I didn't have it. But then when I went to the store, they had it as, like, individual little skeins. So I got 20 yards of Haunted. So it's a really great it's purple and green. I know it looks blue, but it's purple. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it to show the purple, but it is purple. So I'm excited about that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I have it. So, um, there is that. The One of the things that I knew that I was working on kitting up was Miss Christmas Eve from Mirabilia. And I knew I was going to be pretty picky about it, so that's why I didn't choose Miss Christmas Eve as one of my patterns for the kitted up swap. But I wanted to be able to go in and look at Brandy's fabric because I knew she was going to have something. Here, let me see if I can grab Miss Christmas Eve really quickly here. Um, let's see. Pardon my pause here. Here we go. All right. Miss Christmas Eve is this. So, this is Miss Christmas Eve by Mirabilia. And so I was like kind of going in looking for kind of like a gold kind of color. And I had seen in person when I was at Steel City Stitchers, I had seen um Leanne from Forbidden Fiber and Memphis Sarah E stitching it on a fabric that they had dyed that was like a yellow. Um, but I was like, I don't know. I eventually I went to my girl. I went to Brandy and I got this beautiful it was interesting being there because while this flan, this is an opal 32 count flan. I don't know if you'll be able to see the spark. There it is. There's the sparkles. Um, this is a Lugana. I ended up getting a Lugana. I'm an even weaver, a linen stitcher. I usually prefer linen, but um, some of these turned out a little bit more. They turned out a couple, like maybe a little bit more brown or a couple other colors, but this turned out really like a really pretty gold color. Like the modeling shows up a lot on the camera, but it in person it doesn't show up as it's not as dramatic as what kind of what you're seeing on that. So that's what I got for Miss Christmas Eve. So part of those I was looking for I mean, Brandy's got beads and she's got a lot of different things. So I did get a couple of the called for beads. I know that I have one from one of my other patterns that I didn't have to purchase all of them. Um and then I got those two things for the um Mirabelle. Um So, Haika, I'm gonna get it done if you're watching. So the next thing I got was I had really wanted to get a color, not another sampler, but I don't think that they had it in any of the linens. So, but I did get this one. This one's called Dusty Cottage, and it's kind of like a. This reminds me of her like pink chocolate or like the hot cocoa. But it's like a it's got like grays, a little bit of green in here, and it's kind of got like a little bit of a pink tone to it. So it's really pretty. I enjoy it. But I do have I think I have a project in mind for it. I still have to pull a lot of the silks for it, so I'm not 100% sure that I'm gonna go with this, but I've got it now. Okay. Then again, why I went to going under the impression that I was going to look for some ink circles. Um, but this is the pattern that I'm going to do for the second most magnificent ink circles round robin. It's called Blue Tulips again by the by Ink Circles. I'm not going to do this. But what I am going to do, I'm not sure yet. I haven't looked too closely into um the colors and the pattern as to what I'm gonna do. I haven't decided if I want to try to do it monochromatic. If I'm really gonna like change up. Um, there is a fabric that I got in the Epic Halloween mystery box from Be Stitch Me that I want to try to use, which is why I might move the colors to like some different colors, but I haven't decided. But then lastly, I do get the online or the digital version of Just Cross Stitch magazine, but I wanted to get the Halloween one too. So I got that. And that was the last thing I purchased. Technically, I did, or I've gotten my message that my Hearts for Pam box is on its way. I don't know where it's at. I haven't tracked it in like a million years. So yeah, that's a long one. I apologize for the feature film. Um, I'm not gonna do any what's in the bags. If I do a what's in the bag, I'm going to I think I had a what's in the bag from the previous one that I recorded. So if I do have one, I'll put it here. If not, you still see me talking. So, um stitching going good for me. I hope things are stitching wise going good for you. It's getting down to the cruise. I did register for Stitch North in the fall for next year, so I will be going there. I decided that I was just going to take the time off, whether or not that ends up on my fall break or not. So yeah, I think that is everything. You all need me to stop talking so that I can get this edited and I can get this up and then you can watch it and you can watch some other stuff. Um but I'm hoping that next month there's going to be less stitching or less haul and more stitching. There's probably going to be a couple of things that I purchase because there are a few things that I know that I need to kind of grab, but we're going to slow up on that. We're going to slow up on that. All right. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope y'all like didn't miss me too much. I am okay. I am stitching. Y'all are actually now seeing me out in the wild a little bit on Twitch and all the things. But if you hadn't seen me in a while, I'm okay. Hi. And if I've seen you recently, Hi again. It's great seeing you. Um, I got you caught up. I'm stitching again. I apologize for the loud noise. So, with all that said, as Jesse always says, I hope you have the best day, week, month, year available to you. I hope that you are enjoying your stitching. I hope um that you are in a place where you are safe, and I hope that you're having a good time and enjoying your projects. So with all that said, we'll see y'all later. Bye.